Hello and welcome to Jill Cameron Creations. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss a single thing. I'm working my way through level 2 of the Altenew Educator Certification Program, and we're making a card for In the Mood for Color. My favorite color is purple. In the Mood for Color talks about how color sets a mood and means different things, and purple means creativity, intuitiveness, peace, and let's not forget, it's also been one of those very rich colors that has always signified royalty and wealth. That has absolutely no bearing on why it's been my favorite color. It's just always been my favorite color. It could be the creativity part. So I have a piece of scrap watercolor paper. This was something that I think I cut off from a bigger, larger sheet, and this was a leftover piece. And I am using the Altenew 36 color pan set, and I'm using 3 purples in here and then 1 blue that's mixed in with my purple water, so it colors it a really light purple color. And I sprayed my paper down with water, and then I also used a very wet brush, and I'm just painting these stripes of different purple colors on here, and I'm going to dry that with my heat tool. Make sure this is really, really, really dry before you move on to the next step. Our next step is going to be to die cut this. I'm not doing any stamping except for sentiment on here. I'm using the dies from the Study in Watercolor set. And I'm going to die cut 2 of those larger dies and place those on my card front after I dry this. Make sure it's super dry. Dry it from both sides. It needs to be super, super dry, or else the paper will tear when you put it through your die cut machine and try to cut it with a die. So we're going to dry this. This was a really quick card, so I didn't cut any of the footage out of it. I literally just sped it up a little bit, and that was it. So I'm using the largest die, and then also it looks like one that's like kind of a little corner piece there. I used that one as well, and I caught the very end of the lighter color part of it. It dried back a lot more than I thought it would, so I didn't use a whole lot of that really light area. I used more of this really purpley area here. I use washi tape to hold down my dies, and I will just take my fingers and de-stick it a little bit here, and just to make sure that my paper doesn't tear. And I want to make sure that my dies are hold in the same place and that they don't slide off or around anywhere. Run that through my die cutting machine, and then we're going to pop those pieces out. We're going to hang them off the edge of our card a little bit, and then just take some scissors and cut off the sides of them as they're hanging off there. And for our sentiment, we're going to use a sentiment from the same stamp set, and it's thank you for always being there for me. And I'm going to stamp this in Altenew's ultraviolet purple ink. It matched really well and looked absolutely fantastic. And I'm just going to line up these stamps on a block and stamp these freehand. When I'm stamping freehand and not using a stamp positioning tool, I'm going to be real honest. If I use a stamp positioning tool to do sentiments, they are always crooked. If I do it like this, I have a better shot at them of being straight. I will align my sentiment on my block, and then I make sure that my card panel or card base, whatever I'm stamping on, is straight. I make sure that it is taped down and straight. I'm stamping this directly on the card base. I glued my elements directly to my card base. This isn't a separate panel. That's why I have a piece of washi tape there to hold it closed, so that it's not popping up on me when I'm stamping. And there's our sentiment. And to finish this card off, I'm going to use some Nuvo drops, and these are those dream drops that have that really pearly look to them. And I'm using the color Fairy Wings. And I'm going to place those everywhere on my card front here. To do Nuvo drops, all you do is put the tip of the bottle down on the paper and then lift straight up, and that will give you that nice rounded look. If you have problems with your Nuvo drops having points on them, they need to be warmer. They've gotten cold. That's what I have found, is if my room is really cold or my hands are really cold, then my drops are going to have points on them instead of mellowing out and flattening out. And I'm just placing these all over here, and that's going to be our finished card. Super, super, super simple for In the Mood for Color. Thanks so much for joining me. The finished cards are at the end of the video. And again, don't forget to hit subscribe. Y'all have a great day.